there are 6 problems here, so I'm going to speed through the answers just so I'm not taking up too much time. Remember, you always have the ability to pause, rewind, re-listen, do whatever you need to do. So here's a question, answer it, and then come back and see if you get the answer. So x is greater than 16 hours is the claim. Because there is no equal bar with the claim, that happens to make a claim in HA. That wasn't what it was asking here, but the complement to x is greater than, now they're not using the variable x, they're using the mu symbol for mean, but the letter doesn't matter, it's the symbol and the number. The complement to greater than is less than or equal to. Because there is an equal bar with that symbol, that makes that the null, and your claim in this case is HA. Here's problem 2, copy it down, answer it, and then unpause the video when you're done. So the words at least is this symbol right here, the greater than or equal to 125. Because it has an equal bar, that automatically is how you know it is a null hypothesis. The complement to being greater than or equal to is the less than symbol, and that makes that an HA. You can't necessarily get the answer. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, pause it, answer, and then unpause when you're done and see if you got it correct. Now we can talk about the answer. So you can't answer this question really until you do the steps from the previous slides. I have to first write the claim in symbols. At least 88 means greater than or equal to, I'm going to turn my percent into a decimal out of habit. Complement would be less than, that's the opposite of that. The equal bar is with the top statement, so that's how I know that that one is the null. That's the only thing you look at is where's the equal bar. That makes the other one HA. I have to do those steps because in order to tell whether it's right-tailed or left-tailed, I have to have my HA statement written. That arrow is pointing to the left. So the question is true or false. Is it going to be right-tailed? False. No, it will be left-tailed. The idea behind this question is not to have you conduct a full-on hypothesis test. It simply just wants you to practice that chart that is in your lesson that I wanted you to copy from the book, the final decision about the claim chart, that has the 4 possible options for your answer. So it wants you to practice using that chart. That's all this is about. So read the question carefully, determine which of those 4 statements based on that chart that you copied down from your book, and then unpause the video to see if you're right. So before you can use the chart, remember you need to know whether the claim was a null or whether your claim was an alternative. So I do have to write my claim in symbols. More than is just the greater than symbol. That's what my claim is. The complement to that would be less than or equal to. So what that means is the null hypothesis is not my claim. My claim is an alternative. And based on that chart, if your claim is an alternative, that means you're looking in the claim is HA column. And in this case, it told you that you were able to reject the null. So if you're in the reject the null row and your claim is an HA, it tells you that your final answer is there is enough evidence to support the claim. This question is asking you to practice the golden rule. So pause it and see if you got your answer right, and then unpause. Wait, do that in reverse order. Unpause it and see if you got the answer right. So your p-value was 0.0436. You're comparing your p-value to a level of significance of 0.05. If you're having trouble with this, put them in the same amount of decimal places. Your p-value was in 4 places. So go ahead and put your level of significance into 4 places. That makes it so much easier because now you're comparing the number 436 to the number 500. And you can tell that p, 436, is less than 0.05. The golden rule says if your p-value is less than your level of significance, then you reject the null, or HO, and so this would be true. This question is just checking how you use technology. Okay, by the way, that hand-scribbled X-bars are sample mean. For some reason, when I transfer my PowerPoints into this app on my iPad, it got all wonky, so that's why that's in there. Anyway, make sure that you do a t-test because your sample size is less than 30. Make sure that you selected the greater than symbol and that you put in the correct values for mean and standard deviation. When you do so, you should get a p-value of 0.0128.